Hello and welcome back to another episode of Make a Change. I am your host Katharina Schuster and I'm glad you are here today. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back and I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, let's talk today about a very delicate topic. So a lot of the clients I'm taking on for quite a while. So I guess over the time, since I have become older, obviously, my clientele also has gotten older. And my females, as well as the males actually, the males are all between 20 and 50. The ladies, not so much. My ladies are between 30 and 50. So they're all in that age where the body is like really changing, where things that you've done in your 20s don't really work anymore. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's only that you have to adapt. And it's not magical, it's not crazy, there's no magical thing that needs to happen in your life or that you have to do something crazy different. So the thing I'm talking about is perimenopause and menopause. So I do 2 blood tests per year just to make sure everything is in check, everything is okay. And yeah, basically all the time things have been fine. And for my last 2 blood tests, my doctor was a little bit concerned. She said, oh, your testosterone is really low. In fact, it was 6 millimoles per deciliter, and it's supposed to be for women between 20 and 30 millimoles per deciliter. And so 6 millimoles per deciliter is like low. And so she put me on a cream, which is a testosterone cream. And I've been taking this since October last year, and it has been actually quite good. I haven't really noticed major changes. I think at the beginning I was like kind of talking myself into it that I do feel better, but just in the last few couple of months, I'd say, I feel like it's not helping anymore. So we've done another test and it says the estrogen levels that has been low before has dropped as well, so which is a good sign that onset of perimenopause is possibly there. My doctor, she didn't quite want to confirm it yet, so she just wanted to wait for a little bit more data, like for maybe another blood test in maybe half a year to really confirm things. And also like she wanted me to really track my feelings, my moods, and tracking symptoms and things like that, so that when we catch up again in like half a year, that we have like a lot of data, like my subjective data, like my feelings, my moods, also changes I feel in my body, like weight gain or like at the moment hopefully weight loss, because I am in a freaking fat loss phase going towards a bodybuilding show, so I don't really want to gain right now. But if it happens, then it's just what it is. But I do everything to not. The good thing I believe is that I'm a health expert. I studied health science and nutrition, so I do have the scientific background, so which is possibly very beneficial for me, knowing what's happening in your body based on my knowledge, and therefore I can act proactively. But yeah, my doctor, she said, yeah, you're possibly in the onset. So what I felt like, so I'm still obviously getting my period, but the symptoms, like my usual symptoms, are not really that bad. I do have a bit of pain, but that's like nothing I can't manage. So pain is getting quite hard sometimes, but I mean, so many women are going through it, so I'm not the only one. And it's really, it's not something I can't manage. Another thing that comes up, that my sleep lately is getting really unstable, so I'm not really sleeping that well. and I really sweat at night. Like, it's not really that I'm getting these hot flushes. Like, a lot of my clients, they are in their perimenopause. They're telling me they're hot flashes, and they're telling me how that is making them feel and how it looks like. They're kind of literally painting me the picture. And it's not like that yet, but I'm definitely sweating at night. And I'm usually never sweating at night. Like, even though the aircon is on, I'm still sweating. So that's very, very unusual for me. And also one of the other symptoms is like my patience is really getting tested, like running up to my period. And I would not say that I'm the most patient person in general, but it's getting more critical, and I'm also kind of really angry, which is also quite unusual for me because I'm actually quite calm person. I'm not a loud person. I'm also like a person who's like, well, blah, 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 let's go for it. We'll be fine. That's me. But someone who is like actually angry and like really putting their head into this, oh no, this can't be being, and like getting like these feelings up, these emotions up, that's not me at all. But it is like appearing, and it was like I was sitting there, like I was very effective. I was sitting in the car and I was thinking about my behavior. I was like, that's not normal. That's not me. I'm not like that. And I was talking to that with my doctor, and she said, yeah, that can be normal for women in that season of their life. I said, oh shit. And anyways, well, it is what it is. So in this episode, I want to go over with you over a few things that is happening in your body throughout this time, and how we can help to minimize these symptoms, not from a medical point of view, because I am not a medical doctor, but from a nutrition point of view, because I am an accredited nutritionist. So first point is, let's go a little bit of what's happening in your body. So I told you already, estrogen is going down. So estrogen is the female sex hormone. We do have testosterone in our body as well, which is the male sex hormone. But we do have both in the female as well as in the male body. The male body has less estrogen compared to the female, and vice versa with the testosterone. So the estrogen is bound to your muscle mass. So throughout the perimenopause, actually from the age of 30, if you're not helping with resistance training and a high protein diet, you are going to lose muscle mass. I can't think of the number right now. Is it 10% or 1%? That's a big difference, right? It is, you do lose muscle mass from the age of 30, and it will be increased throughout perimenopause with the decline of estrogen, because estrogen is bound to your muscle mass, and then when estrogen declines, your muscle mass declines with it. And the calories that we can eat to maintain our body weight is depending on our muscle mass, okay? So that's why I'm always preaching, ladies, build muscle. You are not getting bulky. There is no way of you getting bulky. Building muscle, you build muscle in a 6-month period of muscle building phase, according to research, 2 to 3 millimeters of muscle thickness. So muscle thickness is the thickness basically from the surface of the bone to the surface of the skin. So that is the muscle thickness. And you can imagine 3 millimeters, how much that is. You hardly can see it. You can't see it actually with your eye. Only like if you're doing it for years and years and years, then you will see it. So I saw an increase in muscle mass in my own physique after 6 years of continuously lifting weights 3 to 5 times per week without excuses. Just saying. I'm not gonna put myself up here how great I am, because I'm absolutely not. But it's just, I just wanna make sure how slow the process is and what is actually needed to get that bulky. And to get that bulky, I mean, I believe for someone who looks bulky, that is, depends on what a person believes what bulky is. I think everyone sees it through a different perspective. For me, bulky is like Hulk. And you don't get that, not without PEDs, I promise you. But let's go back to perimenopause. So when you are building muscle over the years, you will have a higher metabolism. So with the decline of muscle mass, your metabolism goes down. So throughout, according to statistics, throughout the perimenopause, your metabolism slows down by 200 to 300 calories. That's a fair bit. So many of us women tending to undereat, living on like 1500, 1600 calories a week. Imagine your metabolism suddenly goes down 300 calories. Obviously, that's not happening overnight, it's happening over time. But then your new maintenance would be 1300 calories. And then if you, so your maintenance was 1600 calories. And then because of the process that's happening in your body, your metabolism is suddenly sitting at 1300 calories. But you do not eat, you're still here in your head, because we don't feel it that our muscles going down. There's no signal in our body, hey, your muscle going down. You might feel a little bit less energetic, that I could imagine. But you're already probably not eating that much. You're probably already cutting down carbohydrates because you think carbohydrates are the devil and making the whole thing worse, which is actually not the case, because the only thing that is gaining you weight is eating over your maintenance calories. So you are, let's say again, 1600 calories. Your new maintenance would be 1300 calories due to the process that's happening in your body throughout menopause. So you're not changing your eating behaviors, not because you don't want to, or don't have willpower or not discipline. That's not what it is. You just don't know. And then those 1600 calories that you have, because on those calories you have been feeling great, like your body was fine, you were feeling fine, and so why should you change anything in your nutrition if you're feeling fine, right? But then the process happening in your body, and suddenly you're gaining weight, or like, it's probably not suddenly, but you're recognizing it suddenly. So the weight is basically creeping up on you, and then one day you're standing in front of the mirror and say, so how did I gain all this weight? So what the fuck is happening? And this is where the frustration begins, because you think in your head, so I'm still going to the gym, I'm still walking, I'm still doing all of this, I'm still eating healthy, I haven't changed anything in my nutrition, but you still gained weight. This is exactly because of that decline in muscle mass and the lowering metabolism, and that the 1600 calories that were fine for you is suddenly has become a calorie surplus for you. So if we would notice it right away that our metabolism has changed, we would have needed to react immediately and make, like, there is where food tracking actually comes in, tracking our nutrition and checking our weight at the same time, and realizing, okay, how much weight did I gain in the last 4 or 5 weeks? And then you make a calculation to estimate your new maintenance calories. So this is exactly what I do with my clients. So for example, when ADHD comes in, I'm like, let me finish the first one too first. So, and this is why, because you're unintentionally and unknowingly eating in a calorie surplus, even though that was the calories that you were fine previously. You with me? Makes sense? Okay, let me know in the comment if it doesn't make sense. All right, so what can we do to avoid this? No, other part. Sorry, no script again. So when I do a fat loss phase with my clients, I ask them to track their nutrition. So they're tracking their nutrition, and then they're with me, let's say, for a month. We've gone a month through a fat loss phase, and we have lost, let's say, 3 kilograms throughout that month. And then let's say we go into a diet break. So I'm not giving my clients a diet break after 1 month. So a diet break I usually give them after 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how they're feeling. But just for giving you an example, you have lost 3 kilograms in a month. After that month, let's say the 3 kilograms is all you wanted to lose. And so, of course, you are a lighter person. So your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, the amount of calories that you need to maintain your current body weight, is not your TDEE anymore. Let's say you weighed 70 kilograms and were maintaining that weight at 2000 calories, okay? So you're 70 kilograms, you're maintaining at 2000 calories. Then we're going into a calorie deficit, and we're going down to 1600 calories. And in that month time, you lost those 3 kilograms. So, and then what I do with my clients, I analyze, okay, how much weight have you lost? You lost 3 kilograms in those 4 weeks. Then I make an average of how much weight did you lose per week. So basically those 3 divided by 4. And then I put on to that amount of weight loss per week, I put on a factor, which happens to be 5.9, which is like a combination of the loss of lean mass and the loss of fat loss, the loss of fat mass. And that combined number comes out to be 5.9 on average. So we're having, let's say it is 0.5 kilogram loss, 500 grams loss per week. And we're multiplying that by 5.9. And that amount we are putting on top of the calories you were dieting on. And that number then will be your new maintenance calories. You following? Okay. And this is how I would calculate it in terms of my clients wanting to go back to their maintenance. And this is also the same process I would do with my clients who are going through perimenopause. So just lately, I took on a new client, and she, her name is Kiki, and she was frustrated, and she decided to contact someone, which luckily happened to be me. And yeah, so I'm still collecting. We haven't been working together for very long yet, so only 2 weeks now, I think. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. So we're still in the process of collecting all the data, and this is basically where I am currently at. I'm collecting her data, and then based on her food diary, based on my calculation, I will do my calculations to figure out what is your true maintenance calories, where she currently is maintaining her weight. And yeah, this is the same process that I just explained to you. And then we need to confirm this number. So on that number, we're going for another 2 weeks, confirming that number. If the weight on the scale, I'm asking her to put herself on the scales every single morning under the same conditions, so that we have accurate data. And then we're taking the average out of those 7 numbers, because I want her to be on the scales Monday through to Sunday. Then out of those 7 numbers, I take the average and then compare it to the calories. And then if nothing changes, it's a great sign. We know we have confirmed that TDEE. And and then we can go from there. Then we have that number confirmed. And then from there, we can build up an effective fat loss plan. And then we have finished the fat loss plan. We do the exact calculation again to bring her back up to her new maintenance. So now we need to consider she's a lighter person. Through the process of menopause, she has lost, muscle is declining, estrogen is declining, so we need to take all of those things into calculation. So before her maintenance might be 1900. Maybe now she's maintaining on 1500. So don't get hold up on those numbers. I'm just making those numbers up, but just to give you an idea. So like, for example, for myself, I started my fat loss phase actually on 2400 calories, which is my maintenance calories. But I did lose 6 kilograms. So my maintenance calories is not 2400 anymore. It is now just under 2200 actually. Unfortunately, it's still good. I'm still happy with that. But I have to be more careful because I'm also going to lose more weight, more body fat, I should say. It will be declining that number again. So by the end of when I have achieved my goal, I won't be maintaining at 2200 calories anymore. I'll be possibly maintaining at 1800 because I'm a lighter body, so I need less energy. And also when you're getting older and older, your body does require less energy to maintain. And yeah, so that particular client actually told me that perimenopause, she actually feels like it's a great time because she's really discovering what works for her and what doesn't. So, and she told me, Kate, don't be scared of it. She was actually coaching me while I was being the coach, which was kind of nice. But she told me, Kate, don't be worried about this time. It's actually an amazing time because you really know what's good for you and what not. And you are at an age where you are a grown-up adult making informed decisions. So yeah, and therefore having the words of her, I'm learning from my clients as well, having these words and having my knowledge, that's why I'm actually not afraid of this time at all. And with that confidence, I want to put this confidence on you. If you're a man watching, you don't need to worry. But if you're a woman watching and you do require some help or you just want some information, just comment me or hop over to my Instagram, which is Katharina Schuster Coaching. Message me in the DMs. I'm very happy to have just like an easy conversation, no pressure, no commitments. I'm just really want to help and yeah, spreading my words. And yeah, so what can we do to avoid these things? Well, we can't really avoid it, so it's happening, but we can help with the symptoms. So 2 things, you probably know it already: high protein diet, lifting weights. End of story. You probably know that already, but do it. Do it. All right, guys, this is the end of this episode. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. Please contact me if you do have any questions. I'm very happy to answer all of your questions. Comment below, hop over to my Instagram, message me in the DMs. I'm very happy to reach out to you. I will come back to everyone individually. And yeah, just like this episode, share it if you liked it, so we can spread the message to help as many men and women as we can. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful night, day, afternoon, whenever it happens you'll be watching that. And I see you in the next one. My name is Katharina Schuster. This is my podcast, Make a Change, and see you in the next one.